Okay, so today I would like to talk a little bit about developing confidence in conversation in a foreign language that you're learning. And I very often get people telling me, oh, wow, you seem just so confident when you speak whatever language. And even if I'm not really that fluent in a language, sometimes I'm at a basic level, but people will still tell me like, oh, wow, it sounds like you have confidence in whenever you speak that language. And so, I'd like to share some of my thoughts, and hopefully that will help, you know, some people develop more confidence in a conversational level in their target language. So the first thing for me um, is that I think that we can't worry about perfection, about trying to be perfect in the target language. So regardless of your level, whether you're quite fluent or intermediate or just a basic learner of the language, if you're still at a basic level, I think that you don't need to stress about perfection. I think that we need to embrace the fact that okay, well, we're learning this other language. It could be your second language, it could be your third, fourth, whatever. Um, so we need to accept the idea that we're not going to be perfect in it um, anytime soon. And even if you spend decades in a language, sometimes you're still not going to be perfect in it. And I remember that sometimes when I was learning French and my level wasn't that great, and I was in Paris. I was just I didn't have that much confidence, even if I knew exactly what I wanted to say, because of the fact that in my mind I was just like, oh well, like the second that I open my mouth, I know that this Parisian person will immediately realize that I'm not French, and they're gonna think they're gonna realize I'm a tourist, and then whatever, like I won't feel confident anymore speaking. And as I progressed and as I became fluent in French, and essentially I was in Paris, and I just developed more confidence because it was just like, you know what, it's fine. Like I just threw that idea out the window. Of course, like the Parisian, the French person will realize that I'm not French, but it doesn't matter. All I need is to get my point across, right? All I need is to communicate. So I think that this realization can be important for us. We have to really um, think that the most important thing is to communicate. If you can get your point across, whether or not you have a thick accent in the language, of course, that I think that we should always strive to improve pronunciation and develop a good accent in the language. But even if we have a thick accent, a strong accent in the language that we're learning, it's still okay, as long as it's understandable. So that's it. I think that we need to forget about perfection first, and also I think that it's really important to practice in a low stress environment, right? So the more we practice conversation, then when we're out there speaking with random people, whether it's in a restaurant or a bar or at a store, whatever, we're gonna have more confidence, right? So for instance, you can have a language exchange partner on Skype. Perhaps that's your way to practice in a low stress, low pressure environment. Earlier I said low stress, but I mean like also low pressure, right? So like you're there with someone that you're comfortable with, someone who knows that you're gonna make mistakes. You don't need to feel the need to impress them. You're just there to learn. So I think, or that could be also with your language teacher. You can always try to practice a bit more, uh, the conversational level, your conversational skills in your target language with your teacher, with your tutor, in order to progress. And practice makes perfect. And the more you chat, the more confidence you're gonna have uh, chatting with random strangers on the street, and you're gonna essentially build that confidence to speak with anyone. And one thing that I personally really like to do is I just love talking to strangers. It's just because of the fact that I like I've always had this thing in which I think that there's too many social barriers as it is. So I like to, try to bring them down. And languages is one of the ways in which we can achieve that. And so, I would say it's kind of some people that are a bit shyer may not feel the same way. I realize that. And they may say, no, I don't want to speak to strangers that much, only if necessary or whatever. Like if I'm buying something at a store, I don't know, asking for directions, whatever it is, and you're in a different country, right? But I think that it's interesting to try to see how how cool it can be to just make a new acquaintance, make a new friend, and connect with them through language. So um, whether or not we're shy or not shy, I think that it's a fun thing to do to try to have chats with people, with sometimes random strangers in a target language. So there we go. I think that practicing in a low pressure environment is key, and the more you do so, the more confidence you're going to get to speak in your target language and have conversations. So that's it. Hopefully, this was useful to you. And please comment and share your thoughts with me. Good luck, my friends, learning a new language.